We're back on the air. This is Radio Entrepreneurs, and I want to thank all our friends, listeners around the world. Our next guest, Denis Pombriant from Beagle Research Group, and also an author, correct?
Correct.
So tell us about the book, because it's about a subject that I don't think most people understand. Most people think they understand it.
Well, that's a very good point.
The name of the book is called Solve for the Customer. So it's really an intriguing title.
No, it's about them.
So it's about them?
It's about the customer, absolutely. It takes a look at how things have changed between vendors and customers over the years.
More demanding.
More demanding, but think about this. Initially, the vendor-customer relationship was pretty much one-to-one. A customer had a vendor. The customer bought the product. Customer might have interfaced through service and support or whatever. And the customer didn't have a lot of recourse if they didn't like something about the product or the brand or whatever. With the invention of the internet and social media, the customer has actually become the customer base, and the customer has become socialized. Customers talk to each other. And one of the things that I think vendors are slow to pick up on is the fact that because customers talk to each other, they've been socialized, the vendor has to have a different kind of relationship. The vendor has to have a relationship with all of the customers at once. The vendor has to listen to what the customers are saying for feedback, not only about existing products and services, but about new ideas for products and services. And so the idea of solving for the customer actually comes from one of the companies I profiled in the book, a Boston company named HubSpot, whose chief technology officer,
Quite a well-documented company.
had a very successful IPO last year.
Yeah.
It's his formulation, solving for the customer. It's sort of a play on mathematics. The customer's needs a solution to an equation, if you want to think of it that way. In my world, I'm looking at solving for the customer as kind of a new science, which I refer to as customer science, which is a lot like sociology. Remember a minute ago I said we're socializing the vendor-customer relationship. Sociology studies how people behave in groups. Do they adhere to the structures of the group, the traditions, the laws, or whatever, or do they take agency and go outside of the group to find alternative solutions? The big question for vendors today is, what are the structures that we can build that people want to inhabit so that they stay loyal, as opposed to taking agency and going someplace else? That's what fundamentally the book's about.
So you write Solve for the Customer, but you're really writing for the vendor.
It's advice to vendors about how to solve for the customer.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's very interesting. How did you sort of get into this? I mean, what kind of drove you to this particular book?
Well,
Let me ask you a different question. What were you doing before?
what was I doing before? Well, for the last 15 years, I've been an analyst in the customer relationship management marketplace.
So this isn't much different.
Well, believe it or not, over 15 years, we've
evolved, probably.
We've seen about 6 or 7 generations of technology, and with each increasing generation, we're able to do more and more with our customers. So if you go back to Y2K when I got started, customer relationship management technology was really about record keeping. Who's my customer? What have they bought? Things like that. Today, customer relationship management technology has a lot of social media built in. It has a lot of analytics, so that not only do we capture data, but we actually try to figure out what's important about it, what are the metrics that we can apply to it, and how do we ferret out information that we can apply to making the relationship better, either to cross-sell and upsell, or to invent new technologies, new products that our customers want to buy from us.
If someone wants to find you in the book, how would they do that?
The book's available on Amazon, Solve for the Customer. Beagle Research is the name of the company, and the website is beagleresearch.com. You can Google my name, and I'm pretty well plastered all over the internet.